We are now on day 3 and it's all about pushing transformations to the source. Power Query is an amazing tool for data transformation and data shaping right inside Power BI. But if you're dealing with very large and vast volumes of data, well, things can get a little bit challenging on the long term. Here's what we should be doing: push the heavy lifting to the source side, meaning apply the transformations directly in the source if you can. But why should we be doing this? Well, it's a lot more efficient to load in the ready data, let's say, the data that has already been transformed and shaped appropriately into Power BI, rather than load in the data and apply the transformations on the fly. But you may be thinking, well, I don't actually have access to the source, or I don't actually know how to query in SQL, so I can't really do anything directly in the source. But don't worry, there's something available in Power BI to help with this, and it's called query folding. So what is query folding? Think of it as any transformations you apply directly in Power Query, in Power BI. It takes those transformations and it says, hey, you make sure you do this source, usually a relational database, and once you apply the transformations on source side, then just provide me the ready data. How good is that? Keep in mind though, not every transformation in Power Query, right, is compatible with query folding. So if you right click on one of the transformations and you go down, you'll see something called a native query. If that is grayed out, it basically means query folding is not being applied. So remember, when dealing with large volumes of data, try and push the transformations as closely as possible to the source side. Now, make sure you come back for tomorrow's video because it's one of the biggest things I always like to say. It's the number one reason why reporting projects fail, and I promise you it's definitely worth a watch.